Hey guys, I'm out here, day 24. It is 6 degrees. I'm out today in the Adidas Ultra Boost all-terrain. They look very similar to a normal Ultra Boost, but they do have a more rugged bottom. Let's take a look. So they do have a more rugged bottom, continental rubber, and a torsion system there in the middle of the foot. It gives a little bit more rigidity, adds some weight to the shoe. It stiffens the ride a little bit, but it still provides an ample amount of cushion. I had a flare up last night of some of the worst plantar fasciitis that I've had so far. Absolutely brutal, to the point where I had to just sit back down. It's causing me to shift balance issues over to the right foot, which then in turn creates some pain there. And yet I'm still out here, and one might ask the question, why you're doing that? Well, there was a period of time, about 3 or 4 days, where I allowed the foot to rest, and it really didn't make any difference at all. And the only relief I get is actually when I put the muscle to use, or the tendon to use, or whatever the heck it is, and get it kind of worked out. So when it's in motion, it's really not that big of a deal, but the moment that I let it rest, it just becomes brutal. Everything tightens up. If anyone is out there and you know a way to get rid of a freaking heel pain like that, just let me know, please. Again, these shoes don't really do anything to alleviate that pain. I still feel the pain, but for what it's worth, the shoes still have a comfortable amount of cushion in respect to all of the earlier design stuff from Nike and the Air Max cushions. But if I was to compare this to the pair of React foam shoes that I was wearing yesterday, the React just kind of has it beat, at least in this iteration of the shoe, because again, it is a stiffer ride. It's a pretty peaceful day out here. I am layered up, 2 layers on the bottom, 2 layers up top. Fortunately, the wind hasn't really picked up, so it's not really quite like biting in the face or anything. It's just pretty cold temperatures. Whatever the hell you call this thing on my head, though, it's I don't know what it is, but it does a really good job of retaining heat, and subsequently I'm pretty hot right now. I'm only about 10 to 15 minutes into the walk, and I've already had to take a couple breaks for water. Last night was pizza night. I had like 4 slices of pizza. Oh well. And I had but I drank like a probiotic soda in place of water, so a little less sugar. And whether or not there's any good benefit in that, I'm not sure, but I guess just with the reduced sugar overall, it's a little bit better than, say, a normal soda. And then late at night, I did get hungry. I had a banana. So in comparison to my old self, that's a huge difference. I was explaining this to my wife this morning, that see, she goes to bed earlier than I do. So I will have that time window where if I would get hungry, I would just go eat. It's like, babe, out of the 23 days that I've been doing this, I've had 2 nights where I've been really weak, and I would just go and get a bunch of pizza rolls. And when I say a bunch, I mean like 18 pizza rolls. But then I was telling her, but the old me, I guarantee you, out of like 23 of those days, probably about 19 of those days, I'd be gorging myself on pizza rolls in the evening. And she laughed, and she didn't really know to the extent of the problem I had at night just eating, but now that has just been exponentially curbed. Another thing that's really helped is just like a small bar of high cacao percentage dark chocolate. Awesome. Okay, because and I keep it in the freezer. That allows it to give a crunch sensation, a crunch satisfaction. I'm not eating on it like super fast because I'm allowing it to melt in my mouth, and so it takes longer to get through it. And for whatever reason, it just really curbs hunger. And if I want anything else, usually like a cup of green tea, which I don't know if that's great late at night, but still, that's what I do. You know, when I was contemplating, actually, I'm hearing leaves rustling, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. When I was contemplating whether or not I was going to come out here today, this temperature, temperature, the thought crossed my mind that the benefit that I get out of this one particular walk isn't all that great when you look at calorie expenditure and weigh it against what you're kind of having to go to, what you have to do to get those calories burned. And I realized that it's worth way more than that, because it's more or less symbolic in a way. Like, no matter how bad the weather is, if I'm willing to push through and just do what I need to do for myself, even if the calorie expenditure is not that great, again, it's more like a moral victory that gives me more fuel to keep pushing through when any adversity hits. I'm about 22 minutes into the walk. I do find that this walk is more of a challenge. It is, I do feel hot on the head, but if I strip the layer off, my skin is now exposed to the colder temperatures, and just doesn't like that. The extra layers all over the body are keeping me warm, but they're also weighing me down. And the shoes, they're doing about as good as, you know, most modern shoes can do with alleviating the pain. But they're I'm not going to knock the shoes. I think they've been great for what they are. It's just with my current condition, they're kind of at a disadvantage. I'm going to have to listen to my body on this one and make the walk be a little shorter today. There's a dog on the loose out here today, and I'm not going to show it or anything, but damn, people, put your damn dogs on a leash if you're going to have them out in public. Unless you know for a fact that dog's not going to do anything, and you don't really know that, just put the damn dog on a leash. Is it really that hard? I'm not a damn Karen. I love freedom. I love people doing what they do. But the reality is, if that dog does something stupid, now you forced me into a situation where I might have to kill your dog and shoot your dog. So just like, put it on a leash. I am not your standard string bean runner. Daddy comes packing. One final check-in on the shoes. I think they're great, guys. I really do. For what they are. They're not giving me the absolute most comfortable ride, but that's because of the condition I have. I think under normal conditions, these shoes would be fantastic. They offer excellent traction and enough rigidity to handle some rough trails out there. So great shoes overall. Thanks for dropping by. The snow will hit tonight. Hopefully I'll be out here tomorrow. Later.